Welcome to Home Dad Chat, brought to you by the National At Home Dad Network. My name is Brock,
My name is Danny.
and we are here to talk about life as stay at home dads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
No, I don't want much. I even love handmade crafts made of macaroni. Come on now, you should know me. Times I might eat too much. Don't worry about my weight, got the dad bod rocking on me. Sketches on my feet, cargo shorts look good on me. I'm a dad, that's what I do.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Hope you've had a great past couple of weeks. I know we've kind of been out of it. Sickness hit our house pretty hard, and finally, everybody is back to a decent level of health. I don't know. I don't want to say
They are
anything
alive
much
and
more.
they are not contagious. So this is the stage.
Right, exactly. That's where things are. But yeah, it's been interesting. In full transparency, we'll say that the amount of sickness plus just exhaustion that comes from that, I've felt very burnt out just on life. To be honest, I haven't actually released the podcast episode that we recorded prior to recording this one just because I have had zero, probably in the negatives, motivation to want to edit. And
Yeah.
I think that sometimes you just need a moment to just have that breather. For me, like, too, just this weather has mentally kicked my ass.
Yeah.
And I say that in all of its physical forms because I threw my back out pretty bad. And when it's ice and snow, you're walking pretty gingerly to make sure that you don't have any
Like a
accidents.
penguin.
Yeah, kind of like a penguin, yeah. And so because of even after going to the chiropractor multiple times to get adjusted, I'm still in pain because
Mm.
things will not release completely because I constantly when I'm walking going I don't want to fall.
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
and not that I fell and that's what happened, but I was just shoveling snow and I ended up hurting a very serious part in my
Mm.
lower back. Yeah, so
Are
that's
you
that's where I'm at now.
are you feeling better already? Or are you
Um,
still hurting? Are you still injured?
I am much better than I was 2 weeks
Okay.
ago,
All
but
right.
I'm still very much in love with my heating pad.
Okay. All right. So not
And
quite healed enough for me to start making fun of you.
don't
I'm just
know.
gauging to where you're
Nah, it's okay.
my
Yeah.
brother. I gotta wait a appropriate amount of time. And then I can
Yeah,
go,
definitely. Yeah, no, I am still in the tunnel of ugh, and it is not fun at all. But yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks of just of that.
oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah. What's new on the home front for you?
I mean, very close, similar situation. We had strep throat.
Jeez.
Yay. It's really odd. It's actually this really bad cold that's going around and it's no real fever, but
Yep.
just wrecks you. You get exhausted. And I don't know. I don't think it's a flu. I don't think it's RSV. The only difference that I've seen in our family is that two of the people in my household didn't get their flu shots this year. And they are supposed to do that. But okay, these things happen. And those two people suffered tremendously from this.
Oh,
I mean, still sick to this point, still coughing and just still tired and a little grumpy, not able to get back into the routine. And I'm like, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but remember next year or be willing next year. Cause that was one of the issues is one of my kids was a little bit standoffish, let's say, but we had a lot of stuff going on. I took everybody else. And then the one kid just wasn't able to go that day. I don't remember why, yada. So for
yeah.
our family, I think it's a good lesson, but yeah, went back finally. Everybody went back to school on, no, wait, not everybody, my bad. We got up to last Friday and Marnie's back at work. She's handling it. She works from home, so it's a little bit easier on her. My oldest is back in college. He's not sick. And my 16-year-old's good, going to school, driving lessons, all that stuff. And my 13-year-old finally gets to go back to school on Friday because Friday is the day before Saturday, of course, which we have a birthday party. And she's incredibly excited. And it wasn't eight. Well, I don't know what time, wouldn't matter what time it was, but just 15 minutes into the day, got to school 15 minutes in and threw up like
Mm.
my child. So had to go get her, bring her home. And on the way over there, because I told Marnie if you can make sure that the little one gets up, and she's pretty good about getting herself up, but gotta. And Marnie was like, "Yeah, she's sick." God, how sick? I gave her an amoxicillin and put her back in bed. I'm like, cool, because I'm bringing home a barfy baby. And
Huh.
yeah, but it was actually fine overall. It was a pretty good time after that. They didn't go to the birthday party. Sorry, been too sick, and I don't want to get anybody else that crap.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
we're all right. We're all right. I think it's just a lingering thing that even my magic soup won't get rid of. My kids call it magic soup because every time I give them soup, they get better. Sure, it's the soup. It doesn't hurt, but it might just be you're like 12 and you can bounce off the ground and still be okay, as opposed to when you get older and you could hurt your back real easy.
Yes. Yeah. And that's not fun. Oh, but yeah. So that's what's going on there.
This
gonna
is
put-
coming out in, I guess, 2 weeks from now. Then, if we're gonna put the other one up next week and then this one up in 2 weeks or whatever, I don't know how we're
I'm
doing
gonna
it,
get-
but
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'll get one. I'll get one up this week,
All right.
definitely. So we'll
Yeah.
be good there, and then we'll be
So-
back on it.
Do we want to talk it all about the Super Bowl?
We can definitely talk about the Super Bowl. I mean,
If we have time. I
Sure,
just
why
wanted to
not?
mention it because I think it's probably one of the biggest events in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sports world, and it seemed to be a great game.
It was a good game. It was all defense. I mean, wow, what a game of defense. Honestly, you got 5 field goals that got kicked, which was a Super Bowl record, and you had a pick 6 at the end of the game. So basically, kind of just put the final nail in the coffin. Yeah, it was a good showing. Honestly, the offenses just couldn't click at all, but the defense was there. That was really cool to see. But I think for me, there's of course the big controversy of the actual Super Bowl halftime show and then the alternative that Turning Point had going on. And I was curious, just from a standpoint of, I feel like I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my due diligence as someone who is in the media as a podcaster and really just kind of see what they produce. What does that look like? I love music of all kinds. And yeah, it's its own thing. I will say this. Super Bowl, I don't know how you match that. If the other party is not going to be at a stadium putting on a large thing, like it's going to be like the difference between the Emmys and your kid's 5-year-old birthday party. I mean, that's kind of what it felt like to me in a way. Or the other way I looked at it is that it felt like it was like a New Year's Eve celebration or concert type of deal, like you would watch on like where they show all the different concerts and artists and stuff, and then you've got like the grand thing. So it was very lackluster. So I don't want to get into too much more politics than that. Just from an appearance standpoint, I don't know. It was sort of like trying to prove something and really failing at it, to be honest. But from the Bad Bunny side of things, I'm not a fan. Not somebody that listens to them at all. I will say I also don't know Spanish, so I have absolutely no idea what he was singing about at all. Now, the nice part is the joy of technology and of influencers on TikTok. They have been translating the songs, and some of them who have actually decent singing voices have been singing them. And so it's been very interesting to hear what it is that they've been singing about. But I will say this, as far as controversy goes, there was nothing scandalous as far as wares that people were wearing, which has been a conversation piece in the past. People saying, oh, they're not wearing enough clothes or whatever it is. And, for me, I'm like, they're entertainers. What do you expect?
Yeah,
Like,
look at the cheerleaders.
Yeah, exactly.
mean-
So you got all the prudes that are in the past that have been like that. But the presentation was fantastic. The just sort of like elements of how he presented his culture, which that's the other thing. Like everybody's like, Puerto Rico is part of our United States in the fashion of
American territory.
It's
Yep.
American territory, yeah. And it's I think one that just gets missed over just because it's a territory. But the just different elements that they put in, and then the fact too, you bring in like Lady Gaga, she sings a song which was really cool, and then of course
That was neat.
immortal Ricky Martin gets brought back too. And
Right?
man, that dude, not only can he sing, but he looks good. He just seemed to be like in his element, and it was really cool to see him. At first, I had a double take. I was like, "Is that Ricky Martin?
Right?
What? That's
Yeah,
so
yeah. 'Cause
cool."
I didn't know who was going to be. And I'm like, wait a minute. Marnie. She's what? I'm
Yeah,
like, she's like, who is that? I'm like, no, I'm not telling you. I'm gonna wait for
yeah.
it to hit you and realize. And it took her until probably 2 hours later. She went, "Oh my God, it was Ricky Martin." I'm like,
I was
"Yes,
waiting
La
for like
Vida
a name. I
Loca.
was waiting for like a
Let's go."
nameplate to
Ah,
pop up or something, and it was like, nope.
yeah.
Because I was kind of curious. Like, I wanted to know who some of the other people that were in there, because there were some other artists and things like that, and that he brought in to highlight. I had no idea who they were, but it was amazing to see them performing in their own way. But yeah, man, it was a really cool show. And then I love how at the end, he basically kind of brought all of the Americas in an area together, talking about just he named off all the
Hmm.
different countries and was basically like a God bless all those countries
Hmm.
kind of deal, and then walked out. And I know too, there's a part where he's like looking into the camera and like pointing, and he's saying something very specific. And I was like, I know he's talking to like like he's talking to his Latin speaking people. I don't know what he's saying, but he's saying something. It seemed to me like it was something very encouraging. And I heard the translation on it, and it was basically like, hey, like I've come from all these different things, and I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm coming forward, and you too can do these things, and you are worth it and everything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the positive. I love that, because we haven't had that in a Super Bowl presentation at all. It's always been like they just kind of come on and sing their songs and run their garbage of whatever they've got against another singer type of thing, and just all that controversy and stuff. And this was basically like a very encouraging to the world, to, of just, hey, like we are
Have
all
hope.
here just trying to, yeah, exactly. We're all trying to do this and have hope and everything else. So I really enjoyed it a lot.
Good.
But
I'm glad
did
to
you
hear it.
watch it? Did you watch it
It
at all,
was
or?
literally the only thing that I watched.
Okay.
I wasn't really up for the Super Bowl. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Again, not sports, just not my thing. But yeah, absolutely. I thought it was delightful. Now, again, I don't speak Spanish either. I know a few words, but really nothing that I would ever try to attempt in a conversation. But
Yeah.
I loved the energy. I loved and that's something about it. And I don't know if you remember, but when we were at the convention in Phoenix, Bad Bunny had a
Yes,
concert and
I do
everything
remember
was
that.
just packed. I mean, there was
Oh
just
yeah.
so much. And every person I met, every person, and I am an old white man. All right. I look the part. I look like I should be sitting in a rocking chair somewhere. And they were all so energetic and so happy and excited and just really looking forward to this. And I think from what I've read, and it's been, unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of time, but very little that I've read has been that the message that he continues to give is that positively, that encouragement, that this is here because we're a good people and we want to get together and sing and dance. And that
Yeah.
was what the show did for me. I
Oh yeah.
loved Lady Gaga showing up. Again, didn't know who was going to be there. I thought it was amazing. She herself has a lot of very political statements in her life, even the dresses she wears a lot of times.
Sure.
She's done a very confident and outgoing performer and has a message to say. And I think it was very cool to see that Bad Bunny does too.
Yeah.
This huge, amazing American star who has won, just cleaned up on awards and such, and came out to the Super Bowl to tell people, you are enough. I can do
Yeah.
this. You can do this. Stay hopeful, stay confident, and keep moving forward with that love and that joy that the people of America need. And I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, no, it was really good. And it seemed like everybody in the stadium was really having a good time, enjoying it as well. And I remember too that concert in Phoenix, and I remember walking down the street I was just like, I wonder what it's like, because that stadium down there, I believe it's like a domed stadium, but it's like a dome with an opening type of deal. So you can still hear, man, it was bumping. It was really bumping down there. So yeah, it felt very much okay. Like he held his own on it, so it was good.
Got
And
it.
it's
Yeah.
always cool to see different cameos from different people coming in and whatnot.
Yeah.
There were actually some movie stars in there too, and just other like singers who didn't actually sing that were just there and they're dancing around too. I don't know if you've seen any snippets of that or not, but
No.
Pedro Pascal was apparently in there.
What?
And yeah, he was just in with the crowd, just dancing along. There's a screenshot of him. There's also one of Cardi B in there as well. And oh gosh, I can't think of who the third person was that's in there, but there was like a third person that they weren't doing their normal thing. But they had gotten invited or just happened to be there. I don't know what it was exactly, but they just were in with everybody else dancing along with the performance. So it was really cool. But yeah, there was definitely some sort of like secret cameos that were going
That's
on.
amazing.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool too. I don't know if you heard or not about the little boy that he gave the Grammy to.
I didn't know who that was. No, but it was very, I mean, it just seemed to be a moment.
So, do you
know?
remember the story of the little 5-year-old boy who was detained by ICE? That was him.
Wow. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
That was
That's
him. So,
That's amazing. Wow.
yeah, so it was just a quick little thing, but yeah, and then also too that wedding, that was real. That was like
Was it?
that was
All right.
that
Yay.
was
Yay.
an official wedding. Like he actually that was true. It wasn't just a
awesome.
staged thing. Like that was a real deal. So that was really cool too. I don't know if there's ever been a marriage like that before. I haven't heard anything about the
That's super
engagement part two because there's a part two where he gives them a ring with a box with a ring in it,
Uh-huh.
and he
Immediately.
proposes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a performance or if that was actual real or not. But the wedding definitely was, I guess, what do you call it? Authenticated as being an actual like
Yay.
wedding. So that
Yeah,
was cool.
officiated.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It looked pretty official to me. When I was watching, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." Yeah,
Jessica Alba. All right.
Jessica
This
Alba, that
entire
was the other
time
one.
you've been looking, and I swear to you,
Nope, you're good.
and I hate to be like that guy, but I saw her, and she's statuesque. Even, I mean, she's just amazing. She's cut out of porcelain. She's maybe not porcelain, but
She's like
whatever,
timeless looking.
know,
Yeah.
really beautiful. But I saw her standing like in front of the little house on the stage, or she's
Mhm.
standing up against one of the columns, and I went, "Oh, no way." But it only panned past her fairly quickly,
Mhm.
and I thought, no way. And I'm looking for her again. I'm like, that couldn't have been, could it?
Yep.
And if you're a star of that level, and I will say her star is still way up there, Cardi B's is way up there. In my opinion, Pedro Pascal is even
Way
higher
out there.
because
Yeah, no
he's
kidding.
doing everything, and he's everybody's
He's Mandalorian
there-
for crying out loud.
if
Yeah.
there's an orphan, he needs to adopt it and go on an adventure with them. He did it in The Last of Us too, and that's his thing now. And it's hilarious because he is, a lot of people will like, and this is memes and such have you, but in meme culture, he's the perfect dad. This is the dad. I wish Pedro Pascal would adopt me. I wish, because
Right.
like he did with Grogu, like he did with the girl whose name
Yeah.
I can't remember in The Last of Us, and it's amazing. That's great. And he goes and explains, look, I don't want to be a dad. I don't want to have kids. It's not my thing. I don't feel like that and I'm like, what? Come on, man. You're like the portrayal. You're the apex.
People just
dad.
gravitate towards him.
So,
That's what it just comes
yeah.
down to. He
Yeah,
just
he's
has
very
that magnetic
charismatic.
personality. Yeah, definitely.
Very beautiful man. It's amazing. So
But
that's cool.
yeah.
That's good to know. I'm glad you brought that up because I had to look it up. Lady Gaga, Ricky Martin, Cardi B, Pedro Pascal, Carol G, who I don't actually know.
No, I have no
Sorry,
idea who
Old
that
white man,
person
probably
is.
that's why. And then Jessica Alba. I'm like,
Yeah.
phew, man, that's perfect. That's good. And good for Bad Bunny too. Really. Just really, because his show is amazing. And again, I couldn't understand more than maybe 3 words. That's just,
Yeah.
and I have no problem with that because I'm sitting there for me personally, and I don't want to get too deep or emotional about it. But for me, looking at it, I'm like, oh, this is what people that don't speak English sit through every Super Bowl. Because the Super Bowls are generally sung in English. Halftime shows are sung in English, and there's a lot of, and you just kind of look at it. And if you
Sure.
are Latinx and you don't know English, although English is a pretty common language throughout the world, but if you didn't, like parents or grandparents sitting there watching the show last year, the year before, and they were just like, this is nice. I like this performance. I have no idea what they're saying, but
Yeah.
you get the mood of it. You get the feeling of it. And I think that for me, that made it. And again, I actually sat through maybe 10 more minutes after that watching the ball go. It was cool.
Yeah. I think too, you always see like for this time of year too, people have their opinions as to who should be doing the halftime show and whatnot. And it's in the past years, it's been sort of Gen X, that kind of side of things. And then now it's like you have to they have to be constantly looking at the demographics of who is a part of the fan base and then who they want to also entertain and attract to become part of the fan base. And
Yep.
one of the things that I've seen recently with the commissioner Roger, I can't even say his name now. Yeah, the commissioner of the NFL is that basically like they're trying to get more international and they're trying to just spread their wings out that way. And you're going to have to constantly do that. I think it's great that's the case. And also, too, it's just that fact of, hey, like realization, you're getting older. Your favorite artists are not going to be who's probably up on that main stage. And if they are, great, have a fun time listening to them. If they're not, like, either don't watch it or don't complain about the fact that they're not there because your time of popularity has passed. You're in
even
your
artists
50s and I'm in my
from-
mid 60s. So, I mean, we're
Yeah,
not going to see that stuff.
Right. And people even in their from the 80s and 90s, right? Artists from the 80s and 90s even. Yeah, that's kind of old. I will say what I wanted personally is I wanted Bad Bunny to come out and sing Born in the USA.
Oh, gosh.
And I wanted Bruce Springsteen to just show up, come out of that little house or something, and they just sing that song together, and then he disappears. And I honestly, I think that was a missed opportunity. And
there's always missed up. I feel like there's always a missed.
I was looking at him like, God, if they started with, I would just love it because he did, like you said, he's naming all the countries that are in our hemisphere basically, and saying, yeah, God bless you. But he said specifically in English, God bless America. And then he went again and included the United States in the list of the other ones. So he really pointed out the fact that, yes, he's an American and he loves America. And I really appreciated that message that he had.
I agree. Definitely. So it was a great show. Definitely enjoyed it. And the game actually was pretty entertaining. Yeah, I watched it up until that pick six in the fourth, and then I was like, I'm done. This game's over, and I don't really need to watch any of the celebrations because I'm not a Seahawks fan. But congratulations to Seahawks fans out there. I'm sure that you guys are.
Yeah, I know a few.
Cloud9.
We know a few.
We do know a few. Yes, we do. Yeah, we do know a few in the network. So I'm sure that they're having a grand old time.
And I'm glad for them. I really am. And if
it's always
anybody
nice
was
to
a
see the
Patriots
Patriots.
fan, no, you shouldn't suck. I guess I don't.
You've been there enough times. You've been there enough times. Let somebody else win.
Yeah, they've had their time. But yeah, it looked like a good game, and it was like 6-0 going into the halftime, if I remember. And then was it
9 actually? I think it was 9. It was 9-0. Yeah,
dyslexia, 6 and 9s. But yeah, but that when I'm like, wow, this is. And the thing is, I'm learning more and more as I watch more sports because I am trying. Is that low scoring games, unless you're playing soccer, completely different. But low scoring games are some of the most amazing. You're seeing like the technical aspects of the game way more at that point. If you get a blowout, that's great. If you're on the team that won that game, we beat them 179-4. Yeah, okay. But you're not competing at that point. No, you're not out there doing the game as well as you can. You just happen to be playing with somebody having a bad day or who's a bad team. But to really show yourself at the Super Bowl, that's number one teams. We're the top. We're the pick. We're the apex predators, and we're going to get together and we're going to show you how this game should be played on a technical level that you will never see anywhere else. And I really appreciated that aspect of it.
No, it's definitely good. Like I think that if you have a defense that understands what they're going up against with the offense, because the offense, I mean, like you hike the ball and you have to throw, you have your plays and you throw it down. The defense has to then predict what is going to be taken care of. And that's a lot of studying to be able to know all those different things. And so to see the defense on both sides basically seem like really understanding what they needed to do to get to the quarterback, to block passes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Offense is a formula. This is what we will do now.
Right.
The defense is all pivot. Where's the ball going to go? What are we going to do? When the ball moves, I'll tell you what we're going to do, because we don't know what we're going to do until it starts. I mean, I'm sure they have plans, what have you, but the reality of it, like you said, is you have to react, and you have to react quickly and as a team. It's amazing.
And there weren't a lot of penalties last night too, which is the other thing. That's another way to see teams are in their highest caliber when there's not pass interferences, offsides, like all these other like different things that are going on. When those aren't getting called, that people like everybody's firing on And
Yeah.
so that was an elite performance for sure on that side. So yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. Now it's on to baseball season. So
That what's next? Cool.
that's what's next. Yeah, we got just a
That's
couple.
spring, isn't it?
But in a few weeks, pitchers and catchers are
Okay.
coming into town, and spring training will start up.
All right. In a few weeks. Yeah, it is already February,
yeah.
isn't it? Nope.
Yep. Yeah, spring training will be coming up real
January
soon.
was like 9 months long. So it just seems like it's forever.
Right, no kidding. So yeah, so that's next
Cool.
on the
Yeah,
docket. So
that's
for
exciting.
for all of our dads out there who are our sports fans and especially baseball fans like myself, definitely counting down the days for that to get started. Yeah. Aside from that, we're in the process of lining up some different guests and things like that. We've talked to a few. I will say this just to kind of give a little bit of a buzz. We are in the process of having Kevin Selden on, who took over kind of running things for what was City Dads. And there's a whole story behind that. And we probably won't get into that in the conversation with him so much. That's not what we're having him on for. But he has created the Dad Supporting Dads community, which is basically kind of an offshoot of what City Dads group was. And I'm excited to like talk mainly because like I've been a part of what he's been doing for the past year, and he just released a book. And so just to kind of give a little pre thing here, I guess a little like free commercial. When you hear this, go look on Amazon and check out his book, DILF, which is Dad I'd Like to Friend Handbook. He actually created this out of a podcast that he was doing, which has gone pretty big prior to
Named
DILF.
Mhm.
Yep. So it's definitely something to check out. Like I said, it just became available to purchase, and it's a great read. But we're going to have him on eventually to talk a little bit further about it. So that's one of the guests that we've got coming on. We're hoping to line up a few more, and especially in anticipation for the 30th anniversary of Home Dad Con coming around. Like there's lots of different speakers to talk to and lots of different things to be discussed. And it's going to be an exciting walk up to getting to Chicago. There's a lot going on with the planning committee. There's some really cool things happening. So it's one of those things where we'll just start the encouragement now in the fashion of, if you have been trying to figure out if this is something you want to go to or not, if there's a year that you would not want to miss going to of any year, this would be the year to definitely not
Absolutely.
miss out on, because, when you go to one of those pinnacle anniversary years for an event, there's special things that are being put into place to have happen with it. And Chicago's been the place that everybody's been talking for years. We got to go back to Chicago. We got to go back to Chicago. It's where it all began. And so it's exciting that that's taking place. And also to just full transparency on this, I get it. Like, it's not a cheap ticket, because Chicago's not a cheap place to go to, but it is being made able to happen.
Ticket.
Compared
come on,
compared to other,
you
yes.
and I know this seems
I know.
It's $300 or whatever. Okay, I got you. And the hotel room, yes, that's an expense. Yeah, get a roommate, get two, whatever you got to do. But
yeah,
relatively speaking, you won't find this quality of content and food included. Also, just want to put that out there.
That's a big part. Yeah,
any other convention, there's nothing else out there that's going to be able to compare to what we're doing, especially this year. Folks, if you're listening, get your ticket, go ahead and get it set up, make your hotel reservation, and trust me, you're going to love your experience this year at Home Dad Con. It's going to be amazing.
Yep. No, definitely. I just wanted to basically say just the fact that, just, I guess, bringing light to the fact that, hey, like, I get it if you're on the fence about being able to do it. Sure. The other thing too is we do have the scholarship to be able to apply for as well, and I highly suggest people take advantage of it. Honestly.
So if you got $200 and you need $100 to make the ticket, talk to scholarship.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if you need your whole ticket, talk to scholarship. They're incredibly generous, let me say. And this is the year to do it, y'all. This is the time. I want to see everybody there.
This is drivable for a good majority of folks, just with it being in Chicago and everything. Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting time. And like I said, there's amazing speakers that are being lined up right now, and I'm hoping that we can line them up to come on the show and talk. I do know too as well that the Dad X webinar with Matt Strain is, I believe he's got lined up Dr. Anna Machin to come on and talk at some
Nice.
point.
I haven't confirmed that. I haven't heard that. I know we want to for sure.
I thought that they had scheduled something for that, though. I was thinking that had been taking place, but I could be
Awesome.
completely wrong. I don't know.
If nothing else, we can truthfully say we are trying, and that's what we want to happen. And we'd also like to get her on the podcast again.
Right.
Just
Yes.
the same. Yeah, across the board, come talk to us because she's amazing. And her new book is really good.
Yeah.
Should definitely read that.
Yeah, nonetheless, yeah, that's something that I think is being worked into things. And maybe I just read one of the messages wrong. I don't know. But yeah, it's exciting that she's even part of the conversation of what is up with coming into this whole year. Man, what else is going on in the world of things? I don't even know. There's, like I said, there's been so much. And at the same time, too, I don't know. Like I said at the beginning, I've gone through this state of burned out and just exhausted. And I definitely feel like I'm not alone in that. I feel like many of us are definitely going through that from just multiple standpoints, like just emotionally and physically. And so I say all of that to hopefully encourage people to understand that you should not feel like you have to take that all on by yourself, that there are ways to
Absolutely.
process that with others and to come alongside other dads and be able to just have conversations, like, because it is not going to be a healthy thing for you to try to think that you can handle it on your own.
And
yeah,
just to clarify our motto, you need a mentor and a men's group.
yep,
That's the reality of it. We cannot do this solo. There's no such thing as a lone wolf. Sorry. That's not how wolves survive. They are awesome and amazing, but they will die alone. They can't take down prey to keep themselves alive. You've got to find the people that you can rely on. Find your people, whoever they might be. I mean, it could be family. A lot of us have
Sure.
differences with our family, but it's very easy to find someone in your family who really is supportive if they're supportive, I should say. It's not that easy, but finding someone, go to the dad lounge. You just want to hang out, just sit there and listen to people talk and then see if there's somebody on there. Let's talk about this, whatever it might be.
right,
Find your local group. Go to, if you're an at-home parent or a work from home parent, you have your primary caretaker for your kids, go to the library. You will
yeah,
find other dads there. It's amazing. When I was 10, 15 years ago, when I was doing it, you never saw another dad. And it is amazing. Our local group, and of course, I have several at-home dads that are actually in this area, but they're at the library. And that's just where you go, because especially when it's cold, you got to find something, someplace to take your kid to experience. And yeah, go find that dad and just find somebody to hang out with and just tell them, look, this is bugging me. I don't do this, or I did do this, or I want to do that. And how do I handle that? What do you think? See how it works.
yeah. No,
Be
definitely.
an extrovert. Oh, sorry. I know I'm biased. It's so easy for Danny. I apologize for everyone out there that it's not so easy, but it's still, we encourage you to do it.
Yeah,
Get out there and talk to people.
most definitely. Yeah, I hope that wherever you are listening to this, if the weather is complete, just like keeping you inside and just that side of things, that hopefully there's a break coming soon for you. But if not, like,
Spring
you
is
know,
coming.
we definitely, yeah, I hate Pokesatani Phil, by the way. That groundhog.
I don't live my life by superstition, so I'm okay with that little woodchuck not doing what he does.
Yeah, I
Only
don't.
use that thing has for me is the movie Groundhog Day, which I still think is just a classic that can never be remade.
He can be turned into a fur hat. That's all I
Groundhog
gotta say about him.
Now, baseball's coming, spring training's coming.
That's
and
right.
before you know it, spring break, you'll have your kids home for another week. And for everyone
We're
that
gonna
lives
try
in a
to-
warm place and their kids have spring break and they can go outside and do stuff, bite me. Okay. Just my kids are all going to
I might be
here.
heading down to your neck of the woods, or not
Into
your neck of woods, but your old neck of the woods for spring break this year, because we're talking about maybe doing the Georgia Aquarium for spring break. So.
Oh, that's a good choice, man. That's a good choice.
Yeah, because it's not that far of a drive for us to get down there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it. Do it. I want to hear all about it because the Georgia Aquarium is amazing.
Yeah. I've got my marine biology son, so we'll definitely.
It will blow his mind. Oh my God.
But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on there. But yeah, spring break's coming around too here soon. It'll be here
We can
before
make
we
it.
all know it.
We can do it.
Yeah. But yeah,
Start stretching and doing your inside exercises, because in a month and a half you'll be outside running around and hurt your back.
also too, if you're planning on going anywhere for spring break, start planning it now so that way
Yeah.
you get set up somewhere, because last minute
Get
planning
your
for spring
poop
break
in
does
a
not
group.
it does
Yes.
not work for you. Yeah. Same thing goes for camping for the summer. If you're looking to go camping, start looking around those state and national parks now, because reservations will go by real quick.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be in that situation of like, all right, we're just going to go find a spot somewhere, because that's not happening.
No, you're not. It's going to be in a parking lot in front of the
Yeah.
store, maybe.
No kidding.
All right.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, hope you're all having a good one. We will be back next week. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we won't. Who knows? But we'll definitely be ready to talk more. So you'll have a great week.
Good night, everybody.
I'm a dad, that's what I do.